Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to announce that I am sponsoring the High Quality Charter Schools Act, which has the potential to give millions more students in this country access to an excellent education. Now, as the chair of the House Subcommittee on Education that spans K-12 as well as pre-K, I am extremely concerned about the continual decline of American education, as illustrated dramatically in the recent National Assessment for Education Progress score, showing that our students, our test scores continue to decline in math and in reading. This is incredibly concerning when it comes to the life prospects for these young people as well as the future of our country. And I think one of the powerful ways that we can change this trajectory is by highlighting the schools that are out there that are doing a really good job, because there are a lot of great schools out there. In my district, we have a number of phenomenal schools. And this is true for traditional public schools, for charter schools, as well as for private schools. You don't, in a sense, have to reinvent the wheel when you think about good education policy, because we have schools and school systems out there that are doing the job very well right now. And this is especially true when it comes to the charter sector. Charters have generally shown to, as a sector, lead to additional days of student learning in any given year, but you can then hone in on the truly excellent charter schools, and they're getting just unbelievable results in a lot of cases. And so this bill is providing a 50% tax credit for donations to nonprofit charter school organizations that have a track record of excellence. So it'll make it easier for them to replicate themselves, to expand, to open new schools based upon their already proven successful model, and thereby invite in more kids. A lot of these really successful charters have hundreds, thousands of kids on their wait list. So if we can create more seats, then that's going to be that many more kids getting access to a great education. And by the way, that'll also have good effects on the neighboring school districts that will then be able to adapt themselves and try to offer a higher quality education product themselves. The virtue of the charter school model, which I think ought to be incorporated more into the traditional public school system as well, is that, number one, you have flexibility for the folks that run the schools. They're not told by state or federal departments of education exactly how they have to run their schools. They don't have a million regulations to comply with. They're able to pursue their own educational vision. But the trade-off is that in turn for that flexibility in terms of how the schools run, there's accountability for outcomes. There's accountability for actually doing a good job educating kids, and that accountability also comes from the fact that they don't get students assigned to them just by default based on who's in the neighborhood. They actually have to attract families to come and sign up to go to school there. And then the third part of the equation is that families do have that choice, is providing choices to families as to where they send their child to school. So you have flexibility on the front end, accountability on the back end, and choices for families. That is the formula that has proven to be so successful. And this legislation will be very powerful in expanding the impact of that formula. There's perhaps no more high-impact use of education dollars than expanding successful charter schools, because they're already doing the job very well. And by the way, they're most effective when it comes to closing achievement gaps and to helping students in underserved communities. So I'm very excited about this legislation. Look forward to building support for it throughout this year and ultimately getting it signed into law.